Hi, welcome to my channel, and today I have another theatre vlog for you. So tonight Lawrence and I are heading to the Hope Mill Theatre in Manchester to see Wong Foo The Musical. I think this is like a premiere of the musical. I don't think it's been on before, so I think it's like a world premiere. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I don't really know anything about the story. I know it's based on a film, I think. So really excited. We're actually sat at the back this evening because tickets were quite expensive, and as you probably know if you watch lots of my vlogs, me and my husband have a very tight budget for theatre shows, so we tend not to like spend more than £25 on a ticket. I think the back row at the Hope Mill was about £30, so it's a bit more than we wanted to spend. But we did really want to come and see the show, so you might hear my little boy in the background. So yeah, we paid about £30 for our ticket. I will show you the view from our seats. I think we've sat here before when we went to see Cinderella, and I remember the view being really good, so I think it should be fine. It's only a small theatre, so usually wherever you sat you get a good view. I think there is some merch for this show, so I'll show you all the merch, and then we'll give you a full review of the show when we get home. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this little theatre vlog. So we're just at the tram stop now, waiting for our tram. The one to Piccadilly is not for another 10 minutes, so I think we're going to get one to Market Street and then walk to Piccadilly Gardens and get a tram from there, just so it's a bit quicker. Yeah, it's due in 2 minutes.
We want our lives to be like a dream, but we get stuck in reality. You feel the same, you know what I mean. Time to make a change. Aren't you fed up? Aren't you curious? What we could do if we put some trust into ourselves before time is up. Take a leap of faith. Let's get lost in the night. Let's say yes to our lives and not be so damn predictable.
So we've arrived at our second tram stop, so we got off at Market Street and then what's Piccadilly Gardens.
The same one, so.
And it's got five minutes. Okay, so we've just arrived at the tram station in New Islington, so now just walking up to the theatre. We're going to be really early. I think it's what, 6:30, doesn't so 7:30, so we've got some time. Lawrence is going to let me buy a cake.
I'll say that.
So we've just arrived at Hope Mill Theatre. It's very wet and rainy, but we're going to take some pictures in the car because it's undercover, so it won't be wet. So we can take some pictures because there's no one else around. So that's what we're going to do. So we've just arrived at the theatre now. There is music on, so I can't talk too much, but yeah, we're just inside, just looking at the food menu. I don't think we're going to buy anything though. probably going to get a cake and a drink, and I'm going to buy a programme. It says there's magnets, but there's not out with the merch, so I'm going to ask if they've got any, and yeah, I'll get back to you later. Okay, so Lawrence and I just got a blondie each. I got a Diet Coke, Lawrence got a ginger beer, and they did have some magnets, so I got a magnet and a programme. Okay, so it's now the interval. What do you think of it, Lawrence?
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's funny, isn't it?
I gotta look up this film. The reference.
Yeah, I'd quite like to watch the film actually. Maybe see if we can find it and watch it. I think I looked at it. You can buy it on Amazon Prime. I might have to do that. But yeah, it's really.
I'm trying to think if I've seen it or not.
I don't think I will have. Yeah, really enjoying it. We'll give you a full review when we get home. Also, this is a view from our seats. I don't think I showed you it before it started. So we're on row I seat. I'm on seat 5, and this is a view. So it's quite a good view. I did make Lawrence swap seats with me because originally there was someone really tall side in front of me and I literally couldn't see a thing. So luckily Lawrence stopped me, and there's no one side front of me, so I've got a really nice clear view. But it's going to start in a minute, so I'll get back to you now at the end of the show.
And to share it with all of you. So thank you for being here. You're so welcome. If you've loved the show, please tell your friends. Tag us on your socials, because we'd love to see all your red and wild moments. Now, as fabulous and as dreamy as tonight has been, I would like to take one more moment of your time to talk about the realities facing theatre. Theatre as an art form is struggling with the rise of production costs combined with the cost of living crisis and the lack of funding available. The Hope Mill needs urgent support to be able to continue to produce ambitious theatre like To Wong Foo. So, they have set up a fundraiser called Hope for the Future with the aim to raise enough money to secure the year ahead. Without that, the future looks very different. Our show is all about the innate goodness of humanity and how with love and community, wonderful things can happen. And this theatre deserves to be a wonderful thing. So, we know times are hard, but if you are able to and would like to make a donation, you can do so via the website or via the contactless donation points on the way out. Fancy. Size really matters. A donation, oh thank you. A donation of any size, anything you can give. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting our show. And thank you for visiting this beautiful theatre. And long may that continue. Now, yes! Let's dance!
So the show has finished now. It was so good. Really enjoyed it.
The last song, that was probably
the last song was really, really good. I'm on my phone, so it's really fuzzy because I'm not getting my camera out in the rain. I should have filmed it in there, but we'll give you a full review when we get back. There we go, I've got better lighting now, so the show's finished. It was really good. Really, really enjoyed it. We were saying, I think the number at the end is probably our favourite number from the show.
Yeah, it's my favourite song from the show.
Yeah.
The last song. The opening song is good. It's catchy as well, I found.
Yeah, but we really enjoyed it. It was really funny.
What's also
just a really fun show, so I definitely recommend it. But yeah, I'll give you a full review when I get home. Lawrence might not, but I will.
Well, we'll see.
We'll
Depends
see.
when you do it.
Yeah. Hi, so it's actually now a week later and I thought I'd better give you a little review of To Wong Foo. So Lawrence and I went to see the show on Saturday the 4th of November, went to an evening show which started at 7:30 p.m. We were sat on row I, seats 5 and 6, and the view was really good from there. Those are the cheapest seats, they're at the back. And the view is really good. I think it did cut off a little bit at the top of the stage, but nothing happened there. One thing about that row I is that you need to know is there is a big beam across your head. And they've padded it out because I think a lot of people banged their head on it. Lawrence, when he got up to give a standing ovation, whacked his head on it. But it didn't hurt, he said, because it was all padded. That's one thing to note if you're sitting there and you're quite tall. There is a beam across that aisle. It's the only aisle that has it. So yeah, just something to be aware of if you're booking that aisle and you're quite tall. There is a big beam that goes across there, and if you stand up for a standing ovation, if you forget it's there, you'll bang your head because Lawrence did. But but otherwise it's a really good seat. The view's really good. Those, like I said, are the cheapest seats. I think for this show the seats are £36. However, Lawrence and I actually got a discount on our tickets because there was an offer on through Manchester Theatres. You could get 25% off your ticket. So we actually ended up paying £24.50 plus a £1.50 booking fee, which when I've worked out that isn't 25%. So I think when we booked the tickets they mustn't have been £36, they must have been a different price than the £36 now, I'm not sure. But anyway, we definitely paid, because I've got my receipt thing, we definitely paid £24.50 for our tickets plus a £1.50 booking fee, which wasn't too bad. I was quite happy to pay that for the show. So the show did have a bit of merch. They had t-shirts, tote bags, they had a compact mirror, and they had a magnet. I think that was everything. I did film it, so you will have seen it. I did obviously pick up a magnet. This was £8, quite expensive for a magnet, but I wanted one, so I got it. I also picked up a program, and this is quite a nice program actually. I'm not sure how much this was. It wasn't listed on the price list, and when I bought this I bought quite a few things at the same time. It was at the bar, so I bought this, I bought drinks, I bought cake, and I bought the magnet. So I'm not quite sure how much this was. I'm guessing it's probably between £6 and £8 because that's how much programs usually are, but it is a nice program. So if you don't know anything about Wong Foo The Musical, it is based on the 1995 cult classic movie Wong Foo Thanks for Everything Julie Newmar, and the musical's been directed by Douglas Carter Beane, and he, I think, wrote the original screenplay for the movie. So it is quite true to the movie, and the show has music and lyrics by Louis Flynn. So the musical tells the story of three drag queens, Vida Boheme, Noxema Jackson and Chichi Rodriguez. So after taking part in the New York City Drag Queen of the Year competition, Noxema and Vida come joint first in the competition and win plane tickets to Hollywood to attend the Drag Queen of the Year finals there. So Vida actually ends up taking pity on Chi-Chi. This was her first competition and she didn't win, and she was quite upset about it. So Vida convinces Noxema that they need to take Chi-Chi on as their protege and take her to Hollywood with them. So Vida, Noxema and Chi-Chi then meet up with one of Vida's friends at a restaurant and they cash in their plane tickets. Whilst at the restaurant, Vida spies a signed picture of Julie Newmar which says "To Wong Foo, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar," and she decides to take this with her. So the drag queens use the money from cashing in their plane tickets to buy a car to get them to Hollywood. And instead of buying a reliable car, they ended up going for style over substance and end up buying an old Cadillac. So the three of them set off on a trip across America to get to Drag Queen of the Year finals in Hollywood. On the way, the car ends up breaking down in middle America, and they end up having to spend the weekend in Snydersville. So whilst in Snydersville, their lives and the lives of the townspeople are turned upside down, and that is the basis of the musical. So I thought it was a good story. I actually really enjoyed it, and it did remind me a little of Priscilla Queen of the Desert. However, I enjoyed this much more than Priscilla Queen of the Desert. I think it's funnier. It's got an original score which makes it much more interesting. So I really enjoyed the story. I thought it was really good. Also, I've never seen, well, when I'd seen this, I'd never seen the film before. I have since seen the film, and to be honest, I actually prefer the musical to the film. I don't know if it's just because I've seen the musical first and that's why, but I enjoyed the film, but I enjoyed the musical much more than the film. So like I said, the show features an original score, which is by Louis Flynn, and it has some great catchy tunes in it. It also has some nice ballads as well, but it does have a lot of nice catchy tunes. I particularly enjoyed the opening number, which was called Feel the Light. I thought that was really fun. Another favourite song of mine was actually the closing number, which was called It Will Be Beautiful. and that was probably my most favourite number in the show. Really enjoyed that number. It's a number that's done by the whole cast, so all the ensemble, the whole cast. I just thought it was a really lovely number, so I really enjoyed that one. Another one that I liked was Make a Scene. Again, that's like a whole cast one, and yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I thought all the songs in this were actually really good. Really enjoyed them. Like I said, some stand out more than others. Some weren't as memorable, but those ones I thought were really good. Really enjoyed the songs for this show. So the set for the show was actually quite simple. There wasn't really much of a set, to be honest. They did bring out a lot of props that they used, but there wasn't really any scenery. For the scenery, they used sort of video projections, so it was Dan Light who did the video design, and yeah, for the scenes they just used like video projections, but it worked well. It was good. Like the Hope Mill is quite a small stage, so I think this probably was a good way of doing it, and I thought it worked well. And I thought, yeah, the simple set with the video design and the lighting design as well, I thought that all worked really well together, and it was visually quite nice. I quite enjoyed it. So yeah, it did all work well together. So the costumes for the show were designed by Gregory Gale, and the drag queen costumes were beautiful. I really enjoyed all the costumes that the drag queens wore. They were bright and colourful and flamboyant, and I thought each drag queen's costumes really reflected their personalities. They were really unique to that drag queen, and I just loved them. I thought they were great, and the costumes of the drag queens against the townspeople's quite drab clothes really stood out. Also, I think because the staging wasn't like too overbearing, it really helped the costumes and the drag queens stand out as well. And yeah, I just really loved the costumes. I thought they were really, really good, really well designed. And they also had quite a lot of costume changes as well. So there was quite a lot of costumes in the show. So the cast for this show was fantastic. Playing Vida Boheme, we had Peter Caulfield, and he gave a really strong and heartfelt performance as Vida. He was really believable in the role, and I just thought he did such a great performance. And he also has really strong vocals as well. His vocal performance was excellent. I would say he was definitely the standout performer for me for the night. I just really enjoyed everything that he did on stage, and he definitely commanded the stage when he was on the stage, and I just loved his performance. I thought he was perfect as Vida. I think he was perfectly cast for this role, and yeah, his performance was fantastic. We then had Gregory Hanley as Noxeema Jackson, and again, he was fantastic. He definitely had the snarky sort of dry humour that the character needs, and I just really enjoyed his performance as well, and I thought his portrayal of the character was really good, and again had really good vocals as well. Playing Chichi Rodriguez, I can never say that name, was Pablo Gomez Jones, and I thought he was hilarious in the role. I thought he was really good, and I thought he was really good at also bringing out Chi-Chi's vulnerable side as well as the humour, so I thought he did a really good job. So we then had Carolyn Maitland as Carol Ann. She is the sort of downtrodden wife of one of the townspeople. He beats her up, and Vida makes friends with her, and they become really good friends. And I thought Carolyn's performance was really good, and she has such powerful vocals. Her vocals were fantastic. I really loved the duet that she did with Vida, and I think she had a solo song as well. And she was just fantastic. Loved her vocal performance in this. I also have to say the ensemble for this show were fantastic, absolutely amazing. Loved everything they did. They did really, the choreography in this was great as well, and they all performed it fantastically, and they all had great voices, and they were just really strong throughout the show and really helped bring the show to life on stage. Yeah, I thought the ensemble cast were great. So now is probably a good time to go through the program. Okay, so this is the program. At the top it has their sort of tagline, Make America Drag Again, and it just says to Wong Foo The Musical, Hope Mill Theatre from the 21st October to the 17th of December. And then it's got your information for the Hope Mill box office. It's quite a big programme. I say it's about an A4 size, so it's quite big. So on the front page you've got a note from the writer and director, Douglas Carter Beane. It just tells you about how he came about to create Into Wong Foo. That's a nice article there. And you've got a note from the CEO of the Hope Mill Theatre, William Welton. So it's just some information there. And then you have the cast. So, like I said, we had Peter Caulfield playing Vida Boheme. And his theatre credits include Tammy Faye at the Almeida Theatre, Last Easter, A Christmas Carol, Aladdin, is in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe at Leeds Playhouse, and so he's also been in Jesus Christ Superstar at the Regent's Park Open Air Theatre. So yeah, he has a very big list of things that he's been in. We then have Gregory Hanley, who played Noxeema Jackson. His theatre credits include Tina on the West End. He's been in Wonderful Town, Hamilton, on the original Broadway and West End and Australia. He's been in Wicked on Broadway, Bring It On Broadway, so a lot of really good shows. We then have Pablo Gomez Jones, who played Chichi Rodriguez, and his theatre credits include he was the first cover Oscar, Lee and Tom in Dreams at Leeds Playhouse. He's also played Jolly in Les Miserables in Mexico. We then have Carolyn Matland as Carol Ann. Her theatre credits include cover Diana in Next to Normal. She's been in Jersey Boys. She's been in Annie. She's been in Miss Saigon. So a lot, as you can see, she's done a lot of stuff. So then we had Duncan Burt as Sheriff Dollard. So his credits include he's been in Ordinary Days, he's been in Cinderella, and yeah, there's a few shows that he's been in. We then had Alexander Kranz as Bobby Ray. I think this might be one of his first professional jobs because it only mentions things he's been in whilst training. So he was Arthur Kipps in Kipps and Michael Spofford in Witches of Eastwick, and those were whilst training. We then had Arthur Bone as Tommy Paul. His theatre credits include Oklahoma, Rags the Musical, Joseph and the Many Technicolor Dreamcoat, that's the UK tour, and Crazy for You UK tour. We then had Aisha Maynard as Beulah June, and her theatre credits include Motormouth Maribel in Hairspray, Lady Penelope class Tatiana in Summer Dreaming, the musical. So those are some of the things that she's been in. We then had Emily Ooh, and her theatre credits include Yvonne / understudy Gigi in Miss Saigon at the Sheffield Crucible. She was ensemble in Jekyll and Hyde, and she's also been in The Spring Awakening as well. Jermaine Woods played Willie Joe. His theatre includes Sister Act, Heathers, Aladdin, Bugsy Malone. So he's done quite a few shows there. We then had Lee Harris as Ed Earl. His credits include Les Miserables, Oliver UK Tour, Tiger Bay, and a few others as well. We then had Natalie Day, who played Mary Lou. Her theatre credits include Edwin Drood in The Mystery of Edwin Drood. She was ensemble and first cover Fantine in Les Mis at the Queen's Theatre. And she's also been ensemble and first cover Annie Oakley in Annie Get Your Gun on the UK tour. So those are some things she's been in. We then have Scott Hunter as Billy Budd. It says Scott could recently be seen as Max in the London production of The Play Goes Wrong at the Duchess Theatre. And it says prior to that they made their West End debut as Mel in Magic Goes Wrong at the Apollo. So Susie Fenwick is Carla Pearl. Theatre credits include Jean Klein in Beautiful the UK tour. She's played Angie in The Wedding Singer, and yeah, she's done a lot. You can see she's done a lot of theatre work. So then we have Samantha Bingley as Rose of Sharon. So she played Madame in Beauty and the Beast UK tour. She was also in At Last It's Summer as well. There's something she's been in. We then had Theo Maddox. Theo was most recently in the original cast of Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club on the West End. So prior to that, he worked as a model and dancer for artists such as Rihanna and Janet Jackson and Kylie Minogue. So there we go. We then have Jamil Abbasi as the swing and dance captain, and Megan Davis Troon was the swing. We have a little production shot there. Here we have the cast and band. We have the creative team. Production team. We have a thanks down there. And then we have the musical numbers. In Act 1 we've got Feel the Light. Again, like I said, that was one of my favourite numbers from the show. Little Latin Boy in Drag, Just Once, China Ball, Make a Scene. Again, that was one of my favourite songs. Crazy Elijah, Road Trip, One Day, The Dollard Cuddle, Negative Energy, Welcome to Snydersville. And then in the second act we had Don't Mess with Snydersville, Red and White, Maybe Tomorrow, The Fights, Feel the Light, Sweet Dreams, Lady Friends, Strawberry Social Rave, It Will Be Beautiful. And like I said, It Will Be Beautiful is probably my favourite number from the show. Then we had some information about Stage 1, who were the producers of To Wong Foo. And then we've got the creatives' biographies here. And that is the programme. And then there's some information on Hope for the Future, which is to help support the future of the Hope Mill Theatre. And then we have an advert on the back for The Gap, which is on at the Hope Mill Theatre from February the 9th till the 9th of March next year. So that is the programme. So yeah, I have to say, me and Lawrence absolutely loved To Wong Foo The Musical. It was such a fun night out. We really enjoyed it. I'd actually love to go and see it again. It's just such a feel-good show, and its message is all about friendship and acceptance, which is a really nice little message to have. The only thing I'd say about it is it did sometimes feel like the Hope Mill Theatre stage was just a little bit too small for it, especially when the whole ensemble were out on stage and dancing. It did feel like they were a little bit squashed up and that they needed a little bit more space. So I think if this was to go on to a bigger stage and it could have like a proper big set and enough space for the ensemble to do the amazing choreography, I think it would do so well on a bit of a bigger stage. Like I said, I just thought these felt a little bit squashed and cramped up when the whole ensemble was out on the Hope Mill stage. And I definitely think this production deserves a life after the Hope Mill. I think, like I said, it was such a good show. Lawrence and I just left the theatre with a big smile on our faces, and I would love to go back and see it again. It was really nice. It's nice to also have a new show that actually has an original score, because a lot of musicals these days tend to be jukebox musicals, and it was nice to hear some new original music for this show, because often shows like this do tend to have like a jukebox score, but it was nice that this had an original one. So yeah, I definitely recommend this show. I gave this show 4 stars. I just really enjoyed it, and I'd love to go back again. It is on until the 17th of December at the Hope Mill Theatre. There's still plenty of time to go and see it. Like I said, definitely recommend it if you can get to the Hope Mill Theatre, and yeah, you'll definitely have a fun night. So I hope you have enjoyed this little theatre vlog and review video. If you do enjoy these type of videos, then please do subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified as soon as a new video goes up. I do have a video for I Should Be So Lucky, the new musical by Stockard and Waterman. It has all their songs in it. So if you'd be interested in seeing a review video for that, then like I said, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified as soon as that one goes up. So yeah, like I said, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.